This is What the Fluck Radio's Birds of a Feather. We are an indie music focus show rife with witty, fuck-laden, insanely interesting, and unhinged banter. Our thematic submissions will confuse, infuse, and delight you, while our fascinating fun features fluster, flummox, fulfill,
I can't hear you.
And
Sorry.
thrill you because it's on the wrong setting. So just a second as I turn it back to the other way.
There you go. Now it's how?
Oh my God. Get
well, now
over
it's loud and clear. A little bit lower might help.
Get over it. So, I am the vocalist for the dark alt-rock band Ascent, and that is A-S-N-T. No remorse for the helpless one. He's battled constantly, like a wartime novelty. There is only one thing on our minds. No need for confessions now, so let it be written, guilty as charged. Honesty is my only excuse. So, tear me open, but beware. Now the candle burns at both ends. This is the black that uncolors us. Stop to warm at karma's burning. Remember, misery loves company. Never mind, threaten no more. Bow down. I am judge, and I'm jury, and I'm executioner too.
Wow. One hell of a narrative strung together with Metallica lines.
That is correct.
Powerful stuff. And a lot of them, because, I mean, I have all their albums and stuff, but I've listened to them 2 or 3 times, and a lot of those lyrics I don't recognize because so much is going on. You can't really catch the 80s records. The vocals sound like shit, kind of, you know. I mean, as good as they are. And I don't have them memorized yet, so I recognize some, though. Hell yeah. Threaten no more. So be it. Threaten no more. That kicks ass, that song.
It really is
good. To secure
good.
pieces, to prepare for war. Fuck yeah.
I did really try to find some up lyrics, but, you know, they were just not for the bands that I'm interested in covering. So this one was probably one of my darkest yet. But who are you?
Oh, me. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm Professor P-Soop, international rock and radio legend and amateur wildlife photographer.
Oh, excellent. True.
If you know me at all, you've been subjected to lots of bird pictures and
True.
Animal pictures, and I'm sorry, but that's just the way I am.
Why not?
Well, in place of an introduction, I don't really have an introduction. I'm going to offer a few lines of beat poetry, and you won't be able to see it, but a little interpretive dance.
Perfect.
Because it will, and the lines will explain why I don't have an introduction this week.
I'll interpret your interpretive dance.
There you go. I'm afraid I have no words to speak, for I was quite unwell this week. I really was quite ill, so I went to the medic and he gave me a pill, a full complement of antibiotics, with a kind recommendation of antipsychotics. You're accustomed to the show sounding a bit unrehearsed, but oh my droogies, this one here will be the all-time worst. In place of the usual fun and frolics, I'm afraid tonight will be total bollocks. And thus it is the fault of an infected sinus that the show will receive a grade of F-. Over to you, plum pudding.
Wow. Shit. If we're already starting at F-, I guess we'll just pack it in. And that just leaves for me to say.
We're just lowering their I'm just
saying.
I feel it's my obligation to lower their expectations accordingly so that the Casey Jones would absolutely blush at the train wreck this one's going to be. I mean, he would doff his engineer cap to me for this because I simply haven't had time to get ready for the show. So we're just going to we're going to see what the weight rating and capacity is of the seat of one's pants, because that's what we're going to be flying by tonight. So the No Prep Show, live and unscripted and edited to hell and back. All right.
So what's the difference?
And we're ready. We are ready for the show tonight.
Of course. No,
right,
of course.
We confess. All right, we're out ourselves that we just did Winging It also.
Oh,
just
yes.
a few minutes ago.
Of
Everybody
course.
knows that.
Yeah, everybody.
So, here we are, trying to hang loose in the cool spring night and with our beverages and our rags, secretion rags.
That's you who has a copious secretion. You know why? Because you gave me a decongestant and I thank you.
And best of all, we got our Coffee, offie, 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 coffee, offie, 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 offie. No sugar, lot of Splenda, crazy creamy big mug. No sugar, lot of Splenda, crazy creamy big mug. Now, if...
What the fuck? Can I call you Artie B?
If the listeners are thinking, what gives you the right to annoy me like that? I came in here in good faith.
That's right.
Well, but listeners, listen, believe it or not, that's the actual quote melody from a quote song by the quote artist, Megan Thee Stallion. And if it sounds like the lamest hunk of shit, then you know it is. So, we're here to spare you those things, actually, by playing some good music. And, Megan herself, though, is one of the current reigning queens. She's not an indie act. Oh, no, that's not indie music. That's from one of the current reigning queens of the My Money, My Pussy rap genre. But, those songs are so empowering. Do you feel empowered by them, Christina? They're supposed to be so empowering.
I don't know. It makes me kind of want to clench my nether regions very tightly together. All right. Well, Bird Banter, what are we talking about today? Well, a few songs that saved Bono's life, and you might be surprised. And here's the really beautiful thing. Again, we're taking some nods from our pals at Rolling Stone. You might be surprised by some of the bands. Now, I can't disclose all of them because it's a list of like 60, but there's something very interesting. Not only does he name some bands that he says saved his life in many ways, is he writes a little letter to the artist that I'm going to share with you. And it's really quite sweet.
I didn't get mine.
You didn't get yours?
No. Did you get yours?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay. Sorry, carry on.
What a fucker.
Carry on.
That's
it's
not
okay.
Right.
To each his own.
True.
To each his own.
So I'm going to share a couple with you because I think they're interesting. So first of all, let's have you guess, David, if you can think of any artists that may, be something that Bono considers a lifeline. Any guesses?
I don't know much about his taste, but...
Well, remember, his roots are punk, right? His roots are punk. He's from Ireland. Remember, U2 really started kind of raw. If you think about, October and Boy and War. So if you think back there, that might inform some of it. But again, because there are so many surprises in here, it may not help you.
For some reason, I'm going to take one wild stab and name The Police.
Okay.
Just for some reason, it just came to me. Based on their two sounds, which really aren't that similar, but I can see where, because the timeline could be totally fucked. The U2 could have come out first, for all I know. But if that's the case, just forget what I said.
And we'll cut that, if that's the case. No other guesses, huh? Not one.
Oddly enough, no.
Okay, interesting. Well, let's jump right in then. I thought this would be interesting because because as everyone fucking knows by now, U2 is my favorite band.
Everybody knows, Christina.
So, as a result, I think it's interesting to see who inspires people who inspire us.
Indeed it does.
So, I thought this might be interesting. And there's such a fucking pervasive hate for Bono. I thought that this might actually allow people to see another side of him instead of what they perceive to be arrogant, shitty, self-righteous stuff. This shows him actually paying homage to other artists. So, fuck you haters. Here's Bono, some of the artists.
So Bono gave the ego the day off. Great. I'm sorry. I don't know anything about it. I'm sorry. I had to say it for the show.
Well, does your ego take a day off?
I don't know anything about Bono.
All right. So one of the first ones is David Bowie with Life on Mars.
Oh.
Yes.
Good one.
So he sends this to David's son because David is no longer here. Dear Duncan, when I hear your dad's song Life on Mars on the radio in 1973, I was hiding under the covers of my bed in 10 Cedarwood Road listening to a pirate radio station called Radio Caroline. I wasn't thinking about the question mark in the title. I wasn't bothered by the dramatic inquiry, is there life on Mars? The song was answering a much more important question when I was 13. Is there intelligent life on Earth? It was proof as far as I'm concerned. Thanks for sharing your father with so many souls like me, who he filled up to the brim.
Word.
So I think it's interesting because if you think about some of the theatrics of David Bowie, you think of kind of some of the chances, even some of the vocals that he does, you can kind of hear a little bit of the influence on Bono. Now, Bono, of course, is not going to interpret things the same way and is not going to sing the same way, but I think you
certainly
can hear
thinks
it.
Theatrically. Absolutely.
Certainly. I mean, if you've ever been to any U2 concerts, I've been to a lot. you definitely can see that. But what I really, really love about what he said is the thing that hooks most of us on songs. When we hear it, where we are in our lives, how it impacts us. Some of the songs that impact me most are some of the lamest from the 80s, right? There's some real cheese fest, but they were the songs of my time, right? Or the songs of that time in my life. And I love that he was so moved by that song where he's like, yes, because you asked that question, there is intelligent life here. And I can, kind of have some faith. So I think there's something beautiful about that, because I know you probably have songs that have done that for you. I know I have many songs that have done that for me. Even How Soon Is Now is one of those songs for me where I was like, yes, exactly.
Just like that.
Exactly. Where, and it still gets me to this day. It takes me to that place. It hits me really hard. So I thought that was really amazing. I love that he wrote it to his son and he took the time to say, here's how it affected me. So is Bono all about Bono? No, Bono's about other people too. And hopefully this is case in point. Is there any song that you can think of from your childhood or otherwise that really, really got to you?
Not really.
Like the Cake in the Rain one? Is that the one?
Yeah, I just totally melted when I heard that one. No, not really at the moment.
What about White Room?
Well, yeah, White Room, there was a lot of it wasn't an emotional thing. It's just they hit me in a certain way as music.
What about the Rolling Stones?
Yeah, exactly. I still feel that same rush when I hear it now, and I don't remember necessarily being a dumb 15-year-old or 14-year-old or whatever. It was just like that same buzz is still there.
Yeah.
And I know exactly what he's talking about. Yeah.
So I think that there's something really cool about that. So that may not be a surprise if you are a Bono fan, but another thing that could be interesting is the Ramones' Swallow My Pride.
Oh.
Does that surprise you at all?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, for some reason I didn't see him exactly with the Ramones.
Remember, his roots were in punk, and when they first started, they were a punk band.
Yeah, it just doesn't show as much as with, for some reason, the Police keep coming up. It doesn't show as much with them, like Next to You. They started their whole recording career off with a punk song, basically. It's not as obvious, but you two.
Have you done the War and Boy and October?
Those are actually the ones I know best. I Will Follow.
Okay, okay. There's a lot of punkiness in there. Yeah. So, I mean, it's interesting because a punk vocal takes many shapes, right? And,
I Will
looks
Follow
very
is
different.
really punky. That kind of stuff.
It is, yeah. So he says to the Ramones, "Dear brothers, loose lips sink ships. This is the sound of liberation through humiliation. These songs are so simple, I'm thinking maybe I can not only play them, maybe I can write them. So they became my liberation too."
Wow.
Oh, that's amazing. Of course, I didn't know that to be this simple was going to be so complicated. But without you, I wouldn't have started down the road of writer. And then, Joey, you lent me your voice. It hardly seems enough to say thanks for that.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful.
So, again, it's not this huge, long, diatribe about, it's just, without you, I wouldn't have started. And that's amazing. So it's something that I'm thinking about doing, to be honest. Here I'm bearing my soul on birds of a feathers. I'm thinking of writing maybe these little things to some of the artists that really inspired me. I think that would be kind of cool to do. Not send them anywhere, but just kind of get it out there. It's
so much fun for minds like ours, we just have a certain kind of malformation of the brain, sort of a defect, where we actually like mental labor and writing like lyrics and things and coming up with things just for the work of it, just to enjoy the fruit of it. Like I've started writing a whole rock opera just for the fun of it. I ended up recording one song, and I'm going to do a couple more, but it was just for the sake of writing lyrics and the work involved, and I totally get that.
Yeah, and sometimes the fruits of the labor are the reward. It may not even come to fruition all the time. Sometimes I just got to get it out.
Yeah.
So the next band, are you ready?
Yeah.
Sex Pistols, Anarchy in the UK.
Wow.
So, well, are you ready for this? Now, there's a lot. I'm probably not going to read the entire thing.
It's funny how it's not even, that's not even anywhere near their best song, but it is kind of iconic still.
But it's interesting how it grabbed him.
Oh, yeah.
So, dear John, Steve, Paul, Sid, and Glenn, I don't think there's ever been a better rock and roll band on record.
Damn.
The production of all your songs, peerless. That Chris Thomas knew how to serve rage and turn it into beauty, well, I think he must have had some good. Steve Jones, the maximum minimalist that you are, has never been bettered through pure, visceral rock and roll guitar. that Johnny Rottenfella was something, wasn't he? Looking back, you were part Richard III, part vaudeville, part soothsayer, but always truth-teller, with a voice like a bagpipe that could march armies of lovers and haters into battle, and it did. I couldn't make up my mind which side I was on, but then I realized that it all depended on what you loved and what you hated. The opening line, I am an antichrist, it was a lot to take in, but then again, my own family said the same of me.
Wow. Yeah, I'm one of those people who I feel kind of vindicated here because I have always maintained that the Sex Pistols were a great band, and the album is just immaculate. Chris Thomas didn't he do the Pretenders also? God, it's just a wonderful record. It sounds great to this day. There are things that haven't aged exactly as well as that, but when I hear "Never Mind the Bollocks," there's that word again. It still sounds just totally hot and tight, and I agree with Bono. Go Bono.
Yeah, so I'm hoping again that, we can all use this little moment. Not, of course, it's my attempt to vindicate a little bit Bono, but more than that, it's kind of reconnecting to what inspires us about music. As artists, as fans, think of how music has moved us, has gotten us through some of the toughest times, has helped us celebrate some of the best times. I really feel like he's taken a moment to do that. And he's saying that these are the songs that have, quote, saved his life. Mm-hmm. And music saves. It does. It always moves me very much when people say that. Axl Rose, of all people, said that on stage about Elton John, the music of Elton John. He said, it just saved my life, Yes.
So it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful testimony. No one has yet said that my music has saved their life. However, I will say that people have told me, I was down and you brought me up and I was this and that and you made me feel better and all that. It's like, yeah, that feels good.
That works.
Yeah, that totally works.
Think of it. That's what Weird Al's fans say to him is, they might not be like, oh, well, it's absolutely saved my life. But they went, you know what? It may have changed their life because they went from dark to light.
Yep.
And sometimes that's all you need.
Thank you all for that. Thank you.
Yes. Well, you've certainly done that for me many times. The Beatles, I Want to Hold Your Hand. My earliest memory of music is the Beatles. I was 3 years old in the back garden of 10 Cedar Road. Again, same place. Yeah. I associate this song with the smell of freshly cut grass when I was lying on my back on the damp green patch after my da had cut the lawn. Beside me was a lawnmower with green-stained rotors that had to be replaced. My brother Norman could fix it. He could fix anything. It was the spring of 1964. The song on the radio felt like life force, like I was, for the first time, conscious that I was alive and that being alive was a really, really great idea. I'm not sure whose hand was on your mind when you wrote this. It might have been nice to imagine it was my mother's, but at age 3, most wee boys are trying to break away from such clutches. I had no such maternal or even romantic thoughts. In my head, it felt like the universe was singing to me directly, and I still feel that now when listening to most of your songs.
Wow.
Woo! I'm just saying, it's really powerful stuff. So again, this list has caused me to want to go back and listen to some of these bands more. Now, I will tell you, I definitely did not see, the Sex Pistols thing coming. So I want to now go back and revisit. Now, I love the Ramones. I love the Clash, so I'm already in. I love David Bowie. I get it. But some of the bands may surprise you. But I think that's quite beautiful what he said about the Beatles. And I think that's Beatles are life-affirming for you and I, too.
Yes.
For many people.
Yeah. Soundtrack of my life, the Beatles.
And it really is like, sometimes I'll hear a Beatles song and it feels like a warm hug or a safe place.
And it still is. I don't even remember because I was born in 1961. I don't even remember the first time I heard these songs. Mm-hmm. So it isn't as if I remember, I was in this and I was going up with her and I was staying here and all that. It's nothing like that. It's just that song. I remember that being there always in my life, the Beatles stuff, because they started putting that. I was a single-digit kid and they were putting that records. And it's. Like I said, we went to that show once, and an hour before the band came on the PA, they played Beatles songs, and everybody sang and danced, and it was freaking wonderful. And, of course, I'm totally with you on this one. Bono, you're a pretty swell guy after all.
Right? I mean, I don't believe what people say. So this last one that I wanted to share, and I'll have a few honorable mentions, as I typically do, and we'll see if the police fall on these lists. Billie Eilish.
Really?
Everything I Wanted. So he says to Billie, My ears long for such empty spaces to wander, to sneak away from the density of digital surfaces with too much information. I step inside your song, and it's a black beauty, achingly, awesomely vulnerable, and terrifyingly fearless and worrisome. But you're not worried by all that. You express it so you can own the feelings that nags. I think of Carole King. I think of Roy Orbison. But just like them, this never existed before you did.
Wow. And I got to say it's good to hear that, too, because I think there's way too much hating on Billie Eilish going on.
There really is.
She's perfectly fine.
And
I'm not a huge fan or anything, but I totally get her talent. I mean,
you will be a huge fan if you listen to more of her music, because she goes really deep. This is a really deep song about getting everything you want, and maybe it's not all you thought it was. I don't think it's about fame. I think it's about everything. You know, if it's the guy that you like, or the girl that you like, or the job that you want.
Yeah.
You know, there's always a cost to everything. So I think there's something really poignant in that. So other artists that he also identifies with, The Clash, Kanye West, Public Enemy, The Rolling Stones,
babe.
Elton John, Elvis Presley,
good,
and Johnny Cash.
Wow.
So
hella good taste.
He's got a lot. Then there's a lot more, but there's 60. So I did not go into all 60. And while I think The Police was a really good guess, I did not see them on this list. That doesn't mean they're not on his list 60 through 100.
Very prudent of you to cut this out.
So anyway, that's a little bit of interesting, hopefully, bird banter, and hopefully makes you, David, and our audience think about those songs that have shaped our lives, or are, as you say, the soundtrack of our lives.
Definitely living that second adolescence now.
All right, so Bird Banter Part 2, I'm going to let you handle that, or 1B, if you will.
I think of it as the Bird Banter PS.
Ooh, I like that.
PS, little follow-up.
As in P-Soup?
PS, exactly. I didn't even think about that. PS.
I did.
It's on the BOAF Studios sign here. It
That's
says
true.
CB and PS.
That's right.
Christina, Baldwin, and P-Soup.
That's right.
Correct.
That's correct. Absolutely.
What was that?
That was unscripted, folks.
Something that we mentioned on the very previous episode was the imminent release of our records. Actually, Christina's out. Ascent's album was out. Bleed Like Us, Evolution of Sorrow was out. And we talked about mine. Well, now, as it turns out, both of us, we're your birds, we're your radio hosts, but we also, as we never let you forget, are recording artists. And it's a very happy week for us. We're celebrating.
Really
we
is.
both have albums out. And you can
actual
listen to
physical.
Actual physical.
CDs, too.
Both. Physical media, digital platform streaming, everywhere you want to go. We're both out there. The Ascent album, aforementioned, and my Tell Me a Story. And I just want you to know one thing.
And where can they find you, though? We got to remember that we never remind them where they can find us. We, by the way, that means Ascent, ASNT, are on Bandcamp, and that is where we're selling our digital and physical media, and soon to come, new merch.
Right, we do have that physical media, and just prior to recording Winging It, we had ourselves a little prisoner exchange. We actually handed each other, only they're not the prisoners, we are. We're their slaves. We have served this music. Christina has, since you were, for what, 4 years now?
4 years.
Your album was 4 years in the making. Mine, Tell Me a Story, which you can now finally hear everywhere, is, let's just say I started working on it when Christina was in like the 8th grade, I think. Very, very long time in the making, I got to say. You can hear that now.
But it was actually on Reverb Nation. It's just a new and improved and all together in a package. And
yes, that's exactly right. It was there piecemeal.
Yes.
It was there unproduced. That. I mean, it was, but yeah, it's all there together, cohesive. Little funky sound stuff in the translation. I don't know what the hell's up with that. But yeah, it sounds pretty good. And I'm finally able to say, and not just to myself, it's my record and I'm proud of it.
Yay.
And
I'm proud of mine too. So yes, we should be proud.
All right, and if you listen to mine and you're thinking, wow, that's some really shitty playing. And the timing is, I'm astonished. The timing is way off. I want you to know that I do not think less of you for not being sophisticated enough to perceive my avant-gardeness. That's
perfect.
That's what it actually is.
Then I'm going to say that too about my singing.
That's right. It's flawless. I mean,
my singing is avant-garde.
It's all in your perception.
I agree.
It's okay. If you're not sophisticated, if you don't get that, if it's above your head, it's okay.
I have to agree. So, I mean, we have listened to each other's music since we met. Actually, it's how we met. through music, of course, and we've already told them.
That's correct.
Yeah. So I think it's a big moment. Are we going to post that video online, or what are we going to do?
Not sure about that.
Yeah,
one.
we'll get back to you.
That needs serious vetting.
Yeah, we need to look at that to see. But we did. It was a very sweet exchange. We're very excited. We are both fans of each other, and we hope that you will go listen to Professor P-Soop at...
Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, any digital streaming platform you can possibly think of. Professor P-SOOP, tell me a story. You're only going to find when you Professor P-S anything. I'm it.
That's
much.
it.
Yeah, you're done. It's me, and that's about it. Me, and sometimes me and Audrey comes up. It's me. So, yes, appreciate a listen. And again, just knowing it's avant-garde in advance will probably enable you to enjoy it more anyway. So I was doing you a kindness there.
Well, all right. So as we always say, because we're these people, enough about us. But you know what? You have to share with us the theme of this show, the music theme, that is. The theme is always entertainment and fun and BFFs and birds and... I'm quite ready for that, actually. Fantastical.
Remember what I said before about not being ready. Okay. The theme of the show, I swear it's the greatest theme ever, and there's no correlation at all. I mean, but it did not cause me to think of the introduction. It's just, punk rock, you bloody wankers! Let's see what you came up with here for this show. Punk rock is an aggressive form of rock music that is often politicized and full of vital energy beneath a sarcastic, hostile facade. Is part ideology and aesthetic, our favorite word around here.
Aesthetic.
Like our other favorite word, prescient.
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 The UK pronunciation, there's a little update for you there. The UK pronunciation is prescient. So
well, it's so weird because we're in the US, so that's weird.
Still correct. Yes. I'm sorry if
Prescient.
I don't always acknowledge the bastardized vulgar English that we speak in America, but it's
prescient.
I favor the British.
Oh my god!
Everything because
I just threw up in my
think
mouth.
It has more color.
Oh my. Okay, so
what
was that about the theme?
Punk rock. Okay, punk rock. Classic examples, of course, the Ramones, Dead Kennedys, the aforementioned Sex Pistols, the Clash, Joy Division. That's a little. That's
good stuff. Very good stuff.
Misfits. The Stooges, Bad Religion, Green Day, etc. Thankfully, they didn't name anybody newer because they kind of blow, But not in the indie scene, as we are about to find out. We're going to play some kick-ass punk tonight, you bloody wankers!
But before then, I am going to do one of our new features, because why not? And it is What Am I Herring? And herring, as David mentioned, is not just for fish anymore. It is an actual bird. And for this feature, we focus on the most hilarious, absurd, and bizarre misinterpretations of song lyrics. We recite or sing the wrong line and see if the other person can provide the correct line. So, are you ready?
Ready!
I will be singing a little bit. You have to listen because I'm going to sing the wrong lyrics.
All right. I hate it already.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I can see clearly now Lorraine is gone.
Tragic. That's the actual intended lyric of that. I know the song quite well because we had that in my home growing up. Johnny Nash's I Can See Clearly Now.
What is the correct lyric?
Oh, I can see clearly now the rain is gone.
Yes, Lorraine may be gone, but who the fuck is that?
Something, I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's going to be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Beautiful song.
Okay, perfect. That was more lines than I expected. Mm-hmm. Thank you. What about Papa Dom Preach?
People actually thought that. That's terrible.
Papa Dom.
Papa Don't Preach by Madonna. Come on, you ignoramuses.
Well, I think they're thinking Dom and Natrix. I don't know. So what is the correct lyric, David?
Papa Don't Preach, I'm in trouble deep. Something
yes, like and that is Madonna's Papa Don't Preach. What about Then I Saw Her Face, Now I'm Gonna Leave Her?
All right. Well, it depends on if you're talking about Neil Diamond's original or the Monkees' legendary cover. I'm a Believer, Then I Saw Her Face, Now I'm a Believer.
It is the Monkees, yep. I'm a Believer. And what about the... Sorry, this one makes me laugh every time. It doesn't make a difference if we're naked or not.
This is the most ubiquitous song in history. How in the world can you not get the lyric on this one? Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. Doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We got each other, and that's a lot.
Yes, and so the final one, just why not, is bald-headed woman to me.
I've seen that in print, but I never met a human being who thought that. That would be More Than a Woman, More Than a Woman to Me, written by the Bee Gees, performed by the Bee Gees and Tavares separately.
Absolutely. Now, I will say, one of my one of my very favorite lines that I think is misheard, at least by me, is in a Queen song. And it is much disputed, but I swear, in Another One Bites the Dust, he says, I'm adopted. Okay, when he screams, but they say, supposedly he says, and the duster. I think he says, I'm adopted. Now, I will tell you, I swear it sounds that way. I will go to my grave thinking he sings, I'm adopted. And I'll let you listen to it right now. Hang on. All right, so I did the whole show and tell thing. And though he remains unconvinced, I think he's full of shit. I don't know why Freddie Mercury would be like, blah, 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 but apparently that's what everyone thinks he says. But I swear to God, he says, I'm adopted. I challenge you to listen to it and not hear I'm adopted.
Well, when we were off air, she mouthed the lines, I'm adopted, while it was playing, and I swear that's exactly what I heard. My entire life and up till the present day, and this very minute, I've believed when I listened to it, he's saying something that's not actual words, just skimming over the words, bite the dust, yeah. He's saying, bite the dust, yeah. I believe that's what he's saying is, bite the dust, yeah. Bite the dust, yeah.
Well,
he's saying, bite the dust, yeah.
Well, now we know he's adopted.
He's adopted. And he bit the dust. Yeah.
Well, all right. So, I still think you should listen to it because I think you might hear it, but that's just one of my misinterpretations of a lyric. So that takes us to our first band, which is always very exciting because it's one of 5 that we do every show, and it is my honor and duty to introduce you to MonoDeluX and their song Kill. They are located here in California. Such great bands here in California. They describe themselves as supersonic power chord destruction with Chuck Berry guerrilla warfare punk rock. What?
Give that publicist, whoever that is, really knows how to market
Seriously,
this band.
I want to hire whoever they are.
Yes.
I mean, so there is, okay, what I like about this song is there's like a subtle, like kind of mono lo-fi thing, right? Yeah. Which I know is kind of cool, but it sets it up perfectly, especially for a punk rock song. I love these fucking lyrics. You make me want to kill you. You make me want to maim against my will. Let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the tenets of destruction. Fuck your Chevy. Fuck your Levy. Fuck your Miss America ruse. So the fury is clearly palpable in this. And from the lyrics to
little edge, little testy.
Little upset. The fury is palpable in everything from the lyrics to the vocal delivery to the syncopated rhythms. Feel the fury. That was MonoDeluX with Kill. You can find them on Facebook at MonoDeluX.
All right, and I suppose that leads us inexorably, as the river does into the sea, to the next feature, which is Hell Yes or Oh Hell No.
Oh, no.
The results. Is that not correct?
That's correct. I'm just frightened because this time it's one...
I admit it is always a little bit, there's this fear, this trepidation that we're going to find out that we have a lot of cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers in our audience.
We found that before. It's disturbing.
And sometimes they'll keep it to themselves, and sometimes they'll actually open their filthy sewer holes and their defiled fingers and vote against a great act like Soundgarden, which was the band this week. For this feature, we consider bands, determine if we are in or out for them, and we also ask you to weigh in. That's the results part. and we want to know what you think. And very, very clear and decisive victory here for Soundgarden, with 99% of the respondents voting hell yes.
Yay.
And like I said, no mutants, no Hills Have Eyes motherfuckers out there.
No.
Because there were 0% hell no's. However, hell meh, and I honestly respect that. That's 1%. I can see, because there's a lot of bands that are considered, peers to them that I abominate. Like, that I'd actually be hell no on, but I love Soundgarden. But I get it. I understand the certain type of music, although I think they do it right, and most of the other shitheads have done it wrong. But, anyway, I am all in hell yes for Soundgarden, and I have a sneaking suspicion you've outed yourself on that one many, many times before.
Definitely many times. But, it's interesting because some grunge bands, which they are considered grunge, are so polarizing. You never know. Some bands you're like, oh, everyone gets behind them. Some people, there's a distinct hate for that band. Now, Soundgarden, let's put for a second, I know you can't, but let's do it. Let's separate Chris Cornell. Let's take him out of the equation for a minute. This is a fucking great band. Mm-hmm. They are incredible musicians. And then you add Chris Cornell and this just voice, that once in a lifetime voice. And it just makes for incredible music. And then, of course, the Audioslave was an incredible band as well. But Soundgarden was the original vehicle and is just an incredible band. And I know the person who said hell meh, and he's full of shit. And he is being schooled, I believe, very soon by Bruce.
Oh, really?
So, because it doesn't even make sense that there's a hell meh there. We think there's a snootiness issue, so we'll be remedying that soon. So we're hoping to turn that to a hell yes.
Yeah, and refresh my memory, because I don't really remember. Audioslave, there was somebody in there who I thought was a deal breaker.
You don't like Tom Morello?
Well, no, but who else? Wasn't there a shitty vocalist?
No, he's the vocalist.
Oh, okay.
Chris Cornell
yeah, I can deal with Tom Morello on guitar. I thought it was one of those. No, Temple of the Dog's the one I'm thinking of.
Right, where he did it with Eddie Vedder.
Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, yeah, Audioslave, no problem.
No, I let you listen to Temple of the Dog's Hunger Strike, and you liked it.
I didn't test it anywhere near as much as I thought I would, but Vedder singing is a big problem for me.
Okay, but Dylan, I need you to rethink this. And Petty, you love their voices.
Yes.
I need you to... Oh, look, same sound. So you should hate Dylan's voice then.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll get back to that.
You know what's funny is I'd love to be in the minds of all the people listening. It's like, okay, he's right, she's wrong,
Yeah.
They're both right,
They're both stupid, whatever they're thinking.
You can write to us, we love that.
Yeah, bofonair@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
No matter is too trivial.
Yeah, that's true.
Christina's got lots of time. No, she doesn't.
And no insult is too rude. Yeah. Just bring it. Just bring it. We can take it. So no, Soundgarden, we are both a fucking hell yes, and just a great band. But obviously the people who responded, and people actually have to take the time to respond. We posted on Instagram, on Facebook. I usually post it on my personal Facebook, and now we're going to post it on Professor P-Soup's Facebook page and Infusion Music Radio, which was our original home. So there's lots of places you can vote. So thank you for continuing to vote. We want to know what you think. I love that you come out of the woodwork to tell us what you think. And you can also sound off in the comments, because we will read your comments, even if they're hell no and they're like they suck ass. We'll read those comments. So feel free to comment. And as I always say, sound off in the comments, because we love it. We certainly sound off here. So talking about sound off, how about hand off? Because you're going to talk about our next artist or band.
Seriously? Oh, we're doing some page 2 stuff right now. Okay, hang on a sec. No, we're still on page 1, and there it is. Okay. All right. Well, as it turns out, I did, that was kind of a true story during the introduction, I gotta say.
My partner was real sick. I mean, he's a trooper, but it was some sad shit.
We're talking about our audience, and we appreciate the submission. And also, through the wonder now of the interwebs, we know where our listeners are. Or downloaders.
I'm about to get my ass chewed.
No, not at all.
Or I try not to to show any holes in my my process.
I believe this brief soliloquy is in no way derogatory to your person. Actually, no. We're just giving a shout out here because through the wonders of the interwebs, as I said, we know where you are, at least the downloaders anyway. And I want to say hi to the people out there tuning in from the UK.
Yes.
The United States, of course, France, Greece.
What up, France? What up, Greece?
Belgium.
What up, Belgium?
India, and what's the other one?
Australia, yeah.
And I love this. Unknown. There's actually hello out there, unknown. It really says that. I mean, is that like the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler has returned? We're talking some Hamlet shit here, you know? If that's true, if it's used in the same context as by the old Prince of Denmark there, then, you know, our hat's off to you, and we want to thank you for downloading us from beyond the grave.
Yeah, or the space station, maybe.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
You know, you're right. That's
Unknown.
A much more plausible.
I was just saying.
That's a much more plausible explanation. It's not really a country.
I like the Hamlet shit, though, so I'm in either way.
Yeah. I thought that was really added a nice little atmosphere.
I love it, yes, and thank you so much. And, you know, we have kind of had to rebuild because we moved to a new home, which means, and a new platform and everything. So thank you for coming with us, all our original listeners, and thank you for bringing new people. And we encourage you to share us with anybody you want to. You can find us everywhere on all platforms, as you know. But before I digress, David, who are you gonna talk about?
The next artist. I thought maybe that little interlude there would, you know, like I would somehow worm my way out of it.
I wasn't sure.
But, okay. I do happen to know, and I had a real routine about it because we were under the impression that this artist had submitted without all the information, and we were going to be those pathetic fucking enablers once again and play you, but it turns out you did the right thing, and well played. The band in question, No Hard Feelings, and
perfect.
Can't beat that.
Perfection.
No Hard Feelings that we thought you fucked up and you didn't.
You know, I fucked up.
But I want you to know, even if you had, we were going to play you anyway.
We were going to play you.
Yeah. We are glad at least people will know who you are.
That's right.
All right. And the song is called Go Big or Go Home. And this is a very, very local band that defines itself, and I think quite accurately, as pop punk. And you got to beef with that. We love pop punk here.
Great combo.
And they're from Lake Elsinore, California.
What?
They're local. They're right down the street.
Corner.
Right in the corner. I get there in 15 minutes. Turn the light on the front porch. We'll be right over.
That's right. We'll be right over. Let's jam.
All right. It is new style punk. Very energetic. Very youthful. I don't know how old the players are offhand, but they play like kids. Kick-ass little kids. It is... and in this case, I feel that they went the extra mile. Personally, my ankles are aching like hell just listening to these incredible double bass rolls up the wazoo, you know, and a really pretty tasty melodic guitar break. This is young punk, but not bullshit Blink-182 stuff. This is, I personally probably
shitting on Blink-182.
Probably their favorite band. I apologize. You're way better. I like this act, Go Big or Go Home. All right. Hey, No Hard Feelings, guys. That's the band, No Hard Feelings, and there certainly won't be any. And we had a good time with Go Big or Go Home, and you can find them on Facebook at No Hard Feelings CA, as in California. No Hard Feelings CA on Facebook.
Yes. So thank you for the submission, and sorry I kind of fucked it up, but I fixed it before.
You see, I didn't name you.
I
said we. Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to own up to fucking up.
All right.
I had the TBD there, and then I went back and looked at it. In my defense, there's been a lot going on. I was a little on the tired side because most of this prep happens at what, David? Between 10 p.m. and like 3 a.m., something like that. Because that's my peak time.
I thought CBD wasn't supposed to affect your mind, you know.
Depends on who you are.
Yeah.
The thing that I think affects my mind the most is
TBD.
caffeine.
Sorry, yeah.
Yes, TBD. So, but yes, they're a really great band. So I enjoy listening to all the artists that submit. So that was really fun. So Owl Do It Better Than Emu. I love this feature because we discuss covers of songs that either rival or are better than the original. And in this case, I did a little homework, and I already played the alternate version of Summer Breeze by Seals and Croft.
Woo!
And covered by Isley Brothers.
No!
So, David, I actually played and did not reveal who the cover artist was for you. So you've had time to think about it. You know the original. Where did you land? Did the Isley Brothers do it better than Emu?
Well, probably yes. I mean, it is. The original is always the original, and Dash Crofts would play some like really wicked acid rock shit on his mandolin. I mean, it was just incredible. It's a beautiful song. The harmonies are impeccable. But I was positively transported by the Isley Brothers. Oh my goodness! I mean, the guitar just is pitch perfect. I mean, it's just a nice long exploration. Understated and eloquent, just perfect, beautiful, and the vocals extraordinary. Just a masterpiece, absolutely masterpiece.
I agree. So I have a distinct love for, again, and I'm going to use it, the cheese that is Summer Breeze, and I love it. It's perfect. It's sweet. It's sincere. It makes me feel very serene. And then I saw, just while kind of doing some basic stuff, I thought, oh my God, the Isley Brothers doing Summer Breeze. I can't even imagine that. And then I played it. And I played it again. And I played it again. And I was floored by what they did. And now you may say, well, hey, this is supposed to be, a folky song. And yes, the first one kicked ass. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. But the Isley Brothers take that song to new heights in a way that I wish I had heard it when I was 5. I can't believe it took till now for me to hear that amazing version of that song. And
the chorus, I think, grounds it perfectly in the, folk, soft rock, the original incarnation. I think it really does. And they take it in all this soulful direction and really, they really spiced it up and they really dressed it up. But it's very ornate and very beautiful. But they do ground it in the chorus, I think.
They do.
So
no, they don't deviate. You're right. That is key for you. If they deviate too much and they completely bastardize it, it doesn't work for you. But I feel like they paid homage. Yeah. They kept some of the integrity, like you were saying, but they took it into a new place. I mean, just absolutely beautiful, stunning. If you have not listened to it, I encourage you to listen to it. So in this case, they did do it better than Emu. So then what does that mean? Does that mean it's another feature? No, that means we're talking about another artist or band. And in this case, it is Mink Daggers, Messing Up Mondays. They are from California. Again, they are rock and punk. Oh, this song just kicks your ass from beginning to end. It just absolutely destroys you. Not quite like the double bass on that, but it's just so good. The melody, it's raw and it's in your face. These vocals, it makes me want to jump into a mosh pit for the first time because I don't do that. But I have to preserve this face. The bass and the drums get their due in this song that endears me to this band. The bass and the guitar solo, it just builds this insane tension, which I absolutely love, and it continues until the end with a final and vicious yeah. Listen to Mink Daggers with Messing Up Mondays. You can find Mink Daggers on Facebook at MinkDaggers.
All right, and now a beloved feature. Wait.
It was perfect.
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck?
I know. I'll do it again.
It was perfect.
Where the ever-loving fuck?
I'm not sure. Summer breeze makes me feel nice.
Fine.
Well, makes me feel fine, nice. Yeah. Thank you, Carl Corrector. I got it.
No, I figured you'd want to know.
Well, I mean, I probably read it.
All right, I won't.
No, you can correct me. I think it's funny.
You want to sing it? I think it's good. Oh, what is this? What is this?
I figured you'd want to know. I like the way he's... Well, if you don't want to know.
All right. Ooh.
Ooh. Okay.
All right, and then it takes us... All right, and it takes us to the established, well-entrenched, and beloved segment, Hummingbirds.
Your brainchild.
Well, I'm not taking any bows, but if you like the segment, it's sort of a compromise offshoot of various songbirds, shall we say.
Which I still love.
Lowering the bar a little bit, and I think it's fun in its own way. No, it's actually a delightful segment because we can do the choruses. For this feature, we hum songs, and up to and including the chorus, which would really not work on Various terribly well.
The box fell, but it just fell on my foot.
I'm so sorry.
On the bad foot.
Sorry. You need to get on the good foot. Shit, sorry. And what's special about Hummingbirds is we can go straight for the chorus, which we could never do on Various Songbirds because it was to be a dead giveaway.
That's right.
However, and we can go long, and good Lord knows we certainly have. You know what? And I'm going to say the closest thing to a theme I have ever done emerges tonight.
Oh, my.
I won't tell you what the theme is, but there is something that binds them all.
I'm going to tell you what the theme is.
You ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. La 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 la.
It's a Rocky theme because this is Eye of the Tiger.
There were many Rocky themes. I love saying that. Elvis did a lot of songs.
Eye of the Tiger by Survivor.
Survivor, very, very nice. All right.
That's a softball, babe.
That's a softball, babe.
All right. Sorry, my theme is the 90s. And so this first song, it's just a stupid song. I couldn't help it. La, 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 la. La 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 vida loca.
It actually is. I actually kind of dig this song. I really do. Ricky Martin, Living La Vida Loca.
He was so hot. I haven't seen him in a while. He may still be hot.
I have the funny feeling he is.
Probably hot.
Yeah,
still,
I'm thinking, 90, whatever.
I mean, what was that, the 90s, though? I mean, so it's 2021, still probably hot. Right. And guys just age like fine wine. It's gross.
I don't know if I should tell you the theme. It'll be very, very... Well, actually, it won't be evident after the second one because it has something in common with the first. La, 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 la.
Living in America.
Okay, bye.
Shit. Living in America.
The artist in question was in the film in question, and it was... What movie was it?
Oh, fuck, I know that song, and I know the artist. It's going to kill me. Fuck.
Think of the first song.
Rocky.
That might or might not be a clue.
Thanks for your help. That might or might help you in any way.
Imagine if the other one were Rocky 2.
I can see the movie.
Yeah, big, bold, red, white, and blue.
I can see it right now. Why can't I remember the band? It's going to kill me. I have to admit defeat unless you give me more hints.
Well, you know the song.
Yeah.
It's one man, not a band. Yeah.
James Brown?
Yes, James Brown. He did it in Rocky 4.
What got me was that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have a very, very cheap James Brown parody.
That was pretty awesome.
But, hit myself, bless your soul. Yeah. You see, he actually did it in the film Rocky 4, wherein Apollo Creed was killed by Ivan Drago, and The Sons take it up in the Creed 2 in the movie.
Creed 2, yep.
Excellent. Just saw it the other night. Fucking excellent. I don't know how they keep coming up with these great movies, I swear. And I don't even like boxing, and neither does
hate
Christina.
Boxing, but Rocky
and
movies.
we love Rocky
That's
movies.
It.
They're fucking awesome.
That's it. I mean.
And so these are both from Rocky movies. That doesn't necessarily mean, but I think movies is a safe bet. What do you think?
I think that, yeah, probably.
Yours is 80s, is it?
Mine is 90s.
90s, sorry.
Yes.
And, movies. Okay, go ahead.
So,
more softballs.
Let's see.
I'll put my glove down, you know.
Put it down.
Yeah. I mean.
La 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 la. So let me try another part.
I got it.
Oh,
nice. I was going to say, nice song that you made up right this moment, right on the spot. Except for it came to my mind. Could she be talking about Living Colors, Cult of Personality? Vernon Reid is a fucking beast.
Fucking beast. Yeah, I love that band. They're so
Corey Glover,
fucking good.
Absolutely, Muzz Skilling's absolutely kick-ass band.
Oh my God.
I had
brilliant
3 of their albums. So yeah,
Ascent
good one.
may or may not have covered that.
Okay, so do we give you credit? Wait, I got that one. Okay, now it's time for you.
I don't think you give me credit for that second one.
Oh,
I don't think I get credit.
Close.
I know.
I kind of fed it to you on a spoon.
You kind of did.
An eyedropper.
It's a double softball.
I drop her in the mouth.
I know. I was like, I was like a bird.
Like a little baby bird. Yeah.
That's exactly what it was.
There's a visual for you. We'll take a picture and post it on the website.
No, we won't.
We'll put it on Facebook. All right, ready? All right, movies. Okay, movies, if it helps any. And I know how you feel about this one. La 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 la.
Jefferson Airplane. Starship. Sorry.
Starship. Thank you. Starship. Nothing's going to stop us now.
Yeah, because I like Jefferson Airplane.
Yeah, no. Starship.
Starship should have been burnt.
They built this city, and that's how you thank them?
It's a shit city.
Well, okay, no argument there. You know, it's a literal shit city. Okay. Now, I believe, if memory serves, from the film Mannequin, right?
Yes.
With Kim Cattrall and Andrew McCarthy, was it?
Yes, such a stupid movie, but I've watched it so many times when I was a kid.
I haven't seen it lately, but I did. I loved
oh my God, I loved it. I thought it was, but I love Andrew McCarthy.
All right, so you're doing good, babe.
All right, well, let's see. I mean, I didn't get one, but that's okay. At least I knew the song.
You knew the song.
Right, I just could not remember the artist.
Cotton balls. Put the glove down. You don't need it.
All right, ready? La la la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
It's found its way into a medley of Weird Al Yankovic songs, a polka medley, no less. Yes, that would be Alanis Morissette with You Ought to Know.
I think Alanis would be very upset that the first thing you mention when her song comes up is fucking Weird Al Yankovic. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm sure she's got a good sense of humor. Yeah.
I'm sure she's like,
it's so obvious.
David.
Yeah.
Never, ever. No,
anyway, thank you. Thank
she
you.
would be happy.
I have no stinging in my fingers.
No, you don't.
Everything was very soft and mushy.
I just, you know what I actually tossed you was just air.
But I've got one more, don't I?
You do, and I have one more.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, this one, let me see if I can do a little affectation on this one. Yeah.
Oh. Love lift us up where we belong.
Was it the delivery?
Joe Cocker?
Joe Cocker. That's my Joe Cocker la-la.
Well, I really actually love Joe Cocker.
Of course, so do I.
I'm not sure about that. You look like you might have been seizing. I'm concerned.
You've seen him in the 70s.
Are you okay?
You saw John Belushi's routine, right?
Do I need to put you on your side?
Thank God the audience can't see.
No, that would you're that whole the whole thing.
But I did it for you.
That was, and it helped. Without the affectation, I'm not sure. Oh my God. Are you okay?
I love Joe Cocker. Honest, yeah. All right. Okay, I got one more.
You got one more. And you are batting 1,000 right now because these are mega softballs, air balls.
I need to be humbled. You know, I'll tell you, it's hard to keep yourself humble. We talked about my lamp last time. I mean, it's really...
Again, we're talking about your
It's really...
lamp.
I'm trying to stay humble. This lamp is freaking gorgeous. And now, not only do I have my classy new lamp, but I've got some kick-ass new throw pillows here in both studios.
Oh, God.
I mean... Who the hell named them that anyway? I mean, it seems an invitation to childish behavior. This is called a throw pillow. What do you want me to do? You know.
So I guess I'm going to have to make a list of all the new things I've bought in my house. I didn't think that would be part of the show, but I can start doing that. I didn't know.
Yeah. But, okay. So
I don't know if I have this coolest stuff, but...
Well, I need to be humble. And not just the dollar store stuff. I was that Liz, we were absolutely wowing her with the dollar store stuff.
That is not a dollar store item.
Oh, hell no. That was the last one.
That
was for
beautiful.
Me.
It is
was
gorgeous.
For BOAF Studios.
It perfectly matches.
Yes, it was quite fortuitous, the breaking of my old green banker lamp, because I do dig my new one so much.
I promise we will not talk about the lamp on every show.
Right, every show. All right. Anyway, so the idea here was that I get another song.
After that deviation, I'm just like, where are we going with all this? Yes.
You see, fortunately, this is a testament to your infinite wisdom that you've actually crafted a show that can survive that kind of shit. That even I can't derail. I mean, seriously, it's genius.
Well, I think the people might be like, "What is the last song?"
It's an absolute masterpiece of minimalism. So yeah, go ahead. Give me the last song.
I just want you to know that it does not say in this segment lamp discussion. It doesn't. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
I just want you to know the name of the song, but I don't. I know it.
It's like a basket case thing.
Yes, it's like that damn non-blondes thing. That was getting so much hate the other day. It was hilarious.
Fucking hate that song.
It was like the video was on it. It was like, hey, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
I just want you and everything, blah, 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 blah. I just want you to know who I am. I just want to know what the name of the song is, but I don't. I like it.
The name of the band.
I want to say... I know it's not The Alarm, but I wish it were. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, no.
Give me the name of the band, and maybe I'll get the song.
The Goo Goo Dolls.
Oh, I friggin' hate that name. I do. I hate that. I absolutely hate the name Goo Goo Dolls. I wish I'd have thought of that before we were talking about band names. All right.
It's memorable.
Well, you said it's not in the lyric, and I don't know them all anyway, so I'm totally stumped. See, I'm humbled. Yay, the lamp doesn't shine so bright now. I'm walking on 2 feet like everybody else. What's the name of the song? Thank you. You delivered a little bit of humility exactly the right time.
It's Iris.
Iris? There's a song named Iris?
Mm-hmm.
Get the hell out of here.
He doesn't want the world to see him.
Oh. He doesn't want the world to remember the name of the song, apparently, either.
Well, Basket Case, a great song. No one remembers that.
Didn't say it was a good idea.
Oh, my God.
But Iris? That blows as a name.
I like that.
I want you to know what it is.
Goo Goo Dolls is a stupid name,
Thank
of course.
you. Yeah, Goo Goo Dolls is a stupid name.
I'm sorry, but there's some stupid names that
All
you
right.
like.
So we were humbled each once.
Well, I think the Goo Goo Dolls were just humbled because we don't like the name of their band and the name of their song eludes us.
Right. Well, love lifted us up where we belong once. And, I mean, we were humbled once, but it lifted us up 3 times.
That's right, 3.
Nice even match.
3-3. Oh, look at that. Tie. Ooh. Bow.
Bam. No more of her whiny, self-pitying, you were out to get me.
Well, you have been. The audience knows. Everybody knows. You're like, I may have been.
I'm not even going to bother. It would just be too time-consuming.
Because the audience knows.
Yeah, they know. They believe what they want to believe.
God, they believe the truth.
Sorry, go ahead.
They believe the truth.
Don't you have to do a segment or something?
You have to do a segment.
Oh, I got to do a song.
It's always me.
I got to do a song?
You got to do a song.
I got to do all the songs. Okay, maybe not.
So not fucking
I got to say, I absolutely loved... I not only loved this one... Whoops.
Did you say...
I know. I had the wrong card. I had the wrong EMP note, which I always leave face down so she won't be able to see it.
Yeah, I can't see these notes.
All right, and I got to say, I really loved this one. The band name, this is too good, is Dirty Cakes. And I thought it was one word when you first sent it. I thought, oh, that's too good. Dirty Cakes. Is that like the posterior version of Dirty Pillows? I can see your dirty pillows. Don't wiggle your dirty cakes.
Dirty throw pillows?
Yeah, your dirty pillows. There you go.
Any kind of pillow.
Anybody who hopefully most people know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, one would hope. I got to say, I love the song. The song is called "Photograph," as are many great songs. And I would hope that the person who wrote the song was actually happily married with 2.5 kids with a picket fence. And in no way does the song have any personal relation to him, because he's a tad bitter in this one. Take your photograph and go. It's like, yes.
You did notice that.
But, I mean, seriously, it's a great tune, and I absolutely love the less is more guitar solo. It's thoughtful, it's poetic, it's lyrical and beautiful, and it just has the right amount of angst. It's like, fuck you! One of those things, you bloody wankers, piss off, you bloody wankers. It's a great, great tune from Dirty Cakes, and this one is called Photograph. All right, Photograph by Dirty Cakes. Shake your dirty cakes to that one, and your dirty pillows while you're at it, too. All right, they're from L.A. or thereabouts and consider themselves high desert hard rock, punk rock. As you can see, I think they have, I think they understand. I think they know who they are.
They get it.
I just want them to know who they are, and they do, I think.
They want the world to see them,
They want the world to see. And you can find them and dig into more of their fun, crazy, angry times on Facebook at Dirty Cakes Band, just like it sounds. Perfect. A masterpiece of minimalism, like the show structure, which seemingly leads us to in a good direction, as Christina is going to do Trivial Trills.
Yes.
So there is hope yet.
There's always hope. Yes, I am in fact doing Trivial Trills, and for this feature, I will name a musical artist or band and see what, if any, tasty trivia tidbits you can share. And
I never have any idea, and I'm always profoundly disappointed with how little I know about these acts, and they're people I like, too. But
I actually am rarely disappointed, if ever, with the level of information you have, because if you did the same to me, I'd be like, They're a band that I like.
I'm my own toughest critic.
You are. Be kinder to yourself.
Be kind to you.
Be kind to you.
Yes.
Well, this is a band you know. So, there's softball.
It would have to be, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, So this time it is Pink Floyd.
Uh-oh, Pink Floyd, okay. Let's try to piece together what little I know about Pink Floyd, because prior to going to see the tribute band Boo Hiss, which one's Pink, I listened to their entire discography, and I gotta say...
For Spotify.
Sid Barrett, I don't know the story behind it. I know he had some solo material out. Sid Barrett was the original singer, cool songs about cats and bikes and all kinds of crazy things like that. They were a good band, progressive band, and much more pop. And one of the songs was covered by David Bowie on Pinups, a very cool thing called See Emily Play. But I don't know a lot. The Wall story, I'm woefully ignorant on. I have never seen the movie, and everybody who's seen the movie, it's supposed to be loosely kind of inspired by the life and mental state of Sid Barrett. I know virtually nothing about that, except the music of the album, of course. So I don't have a lot of trivia about Pink Floyd. I know they don't want to play together anymore. They're still alive. They play separately. Everybody plays Pink Floyd music, but they don't play together. And I don't know a hell of a lot,
wow.
Really. Yeah.
I'm surprised. Damn, I'm not picking ones I figured that you might because you're a 70s kid. But yeah, Sid Barrett had lots of mental issues. He went through a lot of really bad problems, and it's a very, very tragic story. But yeah, he's kind of one of those brilliant minds who made some crazy music and was a really amazing contributor to Pink Floyd until he, fell ill, and then was kind of gone, and then obviously passed away. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bad blood there, unfortunately. I think Roger Waters is antagonizer and the instigator and that kind of stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
he seems like he would be.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but the good news is, when they all went their separate ways, which was a very long time ago, Roger Waters, being the fucking prick that he is, sued to block them from being able to play the music that they were part of because he wrote the songs. And how ugly to do that.
Imagine Gilmour not being able to play he co-wrote some songs with Waters, but a lot of them are Roger Waters. You got to give him credit for that.
But you're part of a band.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. So how ugly and how awful to try to do that, which the only thing that is redeemable about him at this point from that perspective is that he feels bad about it, that he did that.
Well, that is good, of course. And he has to recognize that without the amazing work, Nick Mason, without the incredible work of one of my absolute goats, David Gilmour is certainly one of my guitar goats.
Of course.
He's way,
brilliant.
way up there with, Iommi and May and Page and all those guys. He's a genius. Without his guitar work, as good as Waters' songs are, they would not have resonated the way they did.
I just don't think
so.
That
there's no need to be that hateful.
A dose of humility in him. I don't think he's that guy.
I mean, everybody should be able to play. I've heard bands with ugly splits, but everybody ends up getting to play everybody's music.
Right. And I just think it's ugly to try to prevent that because that's their life's work too. Yeah, I mean, they spent years and years in that band, taking your songs and, as Charlie Sheen would say, turning your tin cans into gold, Although honestly, I wouldn't call the songs tin cans. Well, without those people, who knows?
Yeah, without Gilmour, oh my goodness.
Who knows what that would turn out as. So it's kind of an amazing band, a little bit of a tragedy with Sid Barrett and then obviously with, the split from the band. But I think ultimately, what Gilmour went on to do was amazing. So I'm glad that happened because I don't know if they stayed together, if we would have had that, Gilmour solo stuff. And he's brilliant on his own.
He is. And maybe we'll find out pretty soon if there's anyone making that kind of progressive rock today. But I like all the incarnations of Pink Floyd. I was surprised at just how great some of the early stuff is, the Sid Barrett stuff. It's different. It's much poppier, but this was British invasion time. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was out there with, the Kinks and the Who and all these people playing around England, So it was much more pop and psychedelically weird stuff. I mean, Beatles, the whole thing. It was great music. Don't know a lot of trivia except for the I know they don't exactly hang out today, but
Gay.
hang out to be gay. You know, no, they never did that.
Not that I'm aware of.
No, they don't hang out today or anything. But they have an incredible legacy, I think.
Well, I have some interesting trivia about them.
Yeah.
So first of all, the names
I'm a blank
Pink,
slate here, obviously.
Hey, I'm here to help. Yeah. The names Pink and Floyd came from two of Sid Barrett's favorite Carolina bluesmen, Pink Anderson and Floyd Council.
Really?
So that's interesting. That's where
How
the
the hell
name
did I
came
not know
from.
that?
Well, now you know.
Band name origins I usually know, but...
Right. Well, I don't know if you've done a lot of Pink Floyd research. I did, so hopefully I'm helping you.
No, their music is a little too down and mopey for them to be one of my top 5
The
faves.
Smiths is pretty down and mopey.
Yeah, my top 5 and 10 faves usually... I mean, Gilmour ranks higher as a GOAT guitar player than Pink Floyd does as a band to me.
Because of the musical, the songs are brilliant.
They
though,
are.
David.
They are brilliant. They are brilliant. And they're way up there. They may be top 10, or top 15. But they're not
because they're not happy. That doesn't make any sense. They're amazing.
None of them are altogether happy. You got to remember, Black Sabbath is in my pantheon of Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath. I mean, they're way up there with that, and they're not exactly the happiest all the time either. But, I don't know why Pink Floyd, musically fascinating, but as a steady diet, not quite exactly. But when they get me, they take me completely away. I'm a 70s kid. Remember, we grew up in the 70s.
Well, that's why I think it's going to be disappointing to all the people listening.
Meditative times listening to Pink Floyd. And you're listening to Dark Side of the Moon, and you start to nod off and drift off and space off, and all of a sudden time starts with all the bells and drives you out of your fucking mind, wakes you up, when you're kind of nodding off, stoned,
I just, right now, Bruce, if he's listening to this, whenever this airs, he is shaking his fists at you.
No, they're brilliant. They're brilliant. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying they're not one of my top 5 bands or anything.
That's a problem.
Hey, I actually own and possess some of their records, so that's saying something in this day and age.
Yes, indeed. Well, in their early carnation, they were the T-Set, Sigma 6, Megadeths, the Abdabs, the Screaming Abdabs, Leonard's Logers, or Logers, I'm not sure, and the Spectrum 5.
They all kind of suck.
Pink Floyd's best.
Pink Floyd is definitely best.
And Arnold Lane was based on a real person that Roger Waters knew who would steal women's clothes from washing lines.
Uh-huh.
So it's based on a real person. I love hearing that kind of shit. The Animals cover featured the Battersea Power Station and the Pig Balloon. The balloon and title were both in reference to George Orwell's Animal Farm, which informed much of the lyrical content. So if you read the book, then you know what the album's about. So that's interesting. Very interesting. Lots of literary references in their work, which I love. They're well-read, very smart men. And 1 in 12 people own a copy of Dark Side of the Moon.
I'm sure. This is what Aborigines have,
12.
Dark Side of the Moon. It is Dark Side of the Moon is the record holder for being on the charts for 12 years or something like that.
It's the third best-selling album ever, spending 14 years on the Billboard charts.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's some Bat Out of Hell shit up there.
Come on. Well, I don't think Bat Out of Hell stayed out long.
No, but Bat Out of Hell is one of the better-selling albums of all time. I was surprised to find out just how high a seller it is.
That's craziness.
Yeah.
Bob Geldof starred in the lead role of The Wall, which is interesting, which kind of...
You've seen it, right?
Informs a long time ago. I mean, I was pretty young and it freaked me the fuck out. The last time Mason, Gilmour, Wright, and Waters would appear together was for Live 8, which is a Geldof production, in 2005.
Wow.
And the album, The Division Bell, such a great album. Animal's a great album. The Division Bell is a great album. So great. Was named by author Douglas Adams, author of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That is some weird fucking shit. I've read that book. Early in their career, they created visual effects for their live shows in a variety of ways, including covering the lights with colored condoms. Comfortably Numb was inspired by Waters' experience getting a muscle relaxant while combating hepatitis.
Really?
It's interesting to hear the origins of songs.
Yeah, I mean, it's spun into, okay, rock star, we're going to shoot you full of dope just to keep you on the money machine, get you through the show so you don't freak out on us and everything. Welcome to the machine, the whole bit. I mean,
such a great song.
That album.
This whole Pink Floyd, I can't even get over how amazing they are. And and their lyrical content is out there and weird, and I like that. I mean, just look at the Metallica stuff. Talk about dark. I mean, holy shit, Metallica is about as dark as they come, talking about death and hurting each other and killing, and it's just I think it's good. I like it when stuff stirs me or gets me wound up, but that's me. I'm crazy.
Well, when I'm listening to Pink Floyd, I'm usually pretty transported but I'm mature, very mature, old, and grounded. Because when I hear their stuff, it's like, all your life's not worth a dime, a bleak and hopeless waste of time. I mean, that's basically their sound, and it's wonderful. I love Dark Side of the Moon is one of the greatest albums ever recorded. But then again, so is Wish You Were Here, same way.
I mean, I like that they all kind of have some weird theme or whatever, and I don't mind the darkness. I mean, there are times, of course, where we don't want darkness, but 9 times out of 10, I'll go there. I want to go on a journey, and I don't care if it's dark. I don't care if it's good. I just want to go, and they take me. I want to go where they're going. I don't care, because I'm grounded, so I'll come back.
Dark Side of the Moon and I Wish You Were Here completely takes me away, and The Wall is really quite a masterpiece in its own way too. So
Bruce is shaking his fist at you.
Hey.
He's saying it doesn't make any sense.
They are important, but when I listen to them, I really, really get into them. But it doesn't come up as often as it would,
as it should,
because I'm just one of those rock and roller kind of guys,
Too sensitive for your own good.
No, I just want to rock. That's all.
It rocks in a
in
steady
its own way.
It kind of just meanders.
Yeah, I mean it does rock a bit, but sometimes I just need a little more octane, a little more amplification.
I got you. So that brings us to the end of all of the little factoids I have. I try not to get too many because I could literally fill a whole evening with facts about these people, but hopefully those were some fun, interesting ones. And a little more about Pink Floyd, and maybe you want to dive into their catalogs.
Yeah, you young things in Tender out there going back to school and after all this time with your Pink Floyd shirts that you got, your hey retro rock shirts at Walmart and everything like that. This may be inspire you to actually listen to some of the music. Absolutely.
Well, now that I'm done with that feature, and I actually have exhausted all of my features for this show, why don't you do some work?
A modicum of work. Okay, we're going to play a band now. We're going to have another song from a band, the McKnickNix. And we played them before on the show. We've even played this song, but it's been a while, so we feel justified in playing it again. And there's been a development in the story. Actually, since then, they're also we've played them over on Butterflies and Hurricanes, too. Since then, lead guitarist Chick McKnickNix, not his real name, I'm suspecting, has passed on, unfortunately, and I knew him, and we all knew him, and he played with a lot of people. He played with the Malone Warriors. But this is classic punk, like the Ramones, only with a twist, because brevity certainly is the soul of wit in the case of the Ramones and the McKnickNix. Chick sent me a couple years back a big collection of songs, 35 songs in 60 minutes. Okay, now that is concise. That is succinctness, wouldn't you say?
Well, yeah, because I have 15 songs and it's 59 minutes, and that's, wow. That seems like a lot of songs.
It's classic punk, but it's evident on every single track that the musicianship is several cuts above what's needed or expected from, this just the punk genre. I really
love this song.
Yes, it's great. And they go way farther than this, too. And they give us everything from the puerile rants of junior high school with songs with titles like, What the Fuck? And Brain in My Dick. But it's also contrasted with wry humor and shrewd observations, like songs like Closet Conformist and some offbeat stuff like Road Pizza, which I actually had a song called Road Pizza once, way back in the day, and you don't want to know. Okay, You really don't. Sometimes the snarky wit manifests itself in what appears to be piss takes at icons like the Ramones and Led Zeppelin, but they also have plenty of self-deprecating humor, and something I can really relate to in that case. And this song is an example, but there are plain ones. But this gives you some kind of indication that we're not dealing with your average bear, your average punk bear here. Another thing that makes them stand out is the guitar solos that Chick McKnickNix would play, similar to Robert Fripp and Adrian Belew and Reeves Gabrels and all these kind of David Bowie type guys. And there are devious tempo changes, and the musicianship is, like I said, several cuts above. And so I was pleasantly surprised to listen to the entire catalog of the McKnickNix, and whatever you can find on them, and I'll tell you where in a minute, you should. In the meantime, we're going to listen to a song called You Don't Know Nothing. And this one has a bit of a menace to it, and I kind of feel that's pretty cool. It's pure escapist adrenaline, and I swear on occasion, singer actually sounds quite a bit like Lemmy. So this is just an old-fashioned runaway train punk beatdown, and you're going to love the McKnickNix with You Don't Know Nothing. All right, You Don't Know Nothing from the McKnickNix, and that's not just retro-sounding punk, that's actual retro punk. The McKnickNix were operating back in the late 80s and early 90s, and what you're hearing is Gold from the Vaults. So you can check them out if you can find whatever you can find over on Facebook at McKnickNix. That's McKnickNix.
I'm having a siesta.
Yes, and there appears to be a siesta on here. There's been a carefully crafted break for Christina here, and due to the shrewd machinations of the showrunner here, I told you she knew what she was doing. Okay, she set up a show that even I couldn't derail, and has also worked in some me time, some downtime. See, she gets a breather now. I just did a song, now I got to do a feature called Nice to Tweet You.
Hang on a second.
Showrunner, cracking the whip here. Well, this feature we highlight how band members met. How old were they? Where were they? Well, I'm not sure we have the answer to all those questions. Was it a chance meeting, or did the rock gods intervene? And unusual band meeting stories are not that easy to come by. It's often somebody ran an ad, blah, blah. There might be an interesting component someplace, but the meetings themselves are usually by design. Somebody's looking for somebody. They're running a personals ad, they're running a hookup ad for musicians. But in this case, it was by chance, and we're talking about a group that I think we both sign on for, iconic pop duo Hall and Oates.
Oh,
love them. Daryl Hall and John Oates.
I mean, they are a dose of heaven. I love them.
And, Hall and Oates is not Wham, okay? It's not like, one guy does everything, the other guy's like, hi, here I am.
I love Wham, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, but I mean...
it's true. They both share the load.
Yeah, John Hall is not the Andrew Ridgeley of Hall and Oates. He sings backup vocals as Andrew Ridgeley did, but he's also a guitar player and songwriter. And they honestly crafted pop magic together, but how did it happen? So I found an article, and of course there's no reason to fact check it, because what are the consequences if we got it wrong? Who would make this stuff up? There's no reason for it. Well, the way they're described, I don't know how to take this. I don't know if this is cynical or not. Pennsylvanian yacht rock legends, Daryl Hall and John Oates. And I'm like, is that a piss take right there?
I do not want to be yacht rock. I'm just telling you straight up.
I don't think they are. I think they're a very fine pop duo.
They're a little yacht.
They're a little yachty,
and they're
maybe.
Also a little soft. I don't want to be yacht or soft.
Well, yeah, they're softer than you or I would want to be on a regular basis. Yeah. But they make some hella pop.
I love them. I don't want them to change a thing.
No, they got it, man. So now they might have become famous for their slick sounds, but their initial meeting was anything but smooth. The Kiss on My List hitmakers were both due on stage in different acts at the Adelphi Ballroom in West Philadelphia one night in, get this, 1967.
What?
When an almighty ruckus broke out amongst some frat boys. Damn frat boys. Things soon escalated, with knives and chains appearing.
My God.
Followed by a panic as shots rang out. That's what shots do. They ring out.
They do ring.
They ring out. It was a dark and stormy night. A shot rang out.
Of course.
I don't know if it was a stormy night, but there was panic at the disco. Okay, not the disco, but there was trouble at this show here.
I just want to know, why doesn't it say a shot pa-chinged? Like,
pa-ching. Yeah, it had to ring out.
Yeah.
Ring out actually makes it sound kind of inviting.
It sounds nice.
Kind of nice, yeah.
When you say a shot, pa-ting.
What a wonderful night. Shots are ringing out.
Yeah, I love it when shots ring.
Christmas bells, shots, whatever.
Same thing.
Same thing. So, Daryl Hall tells us, we were on the upper floor, and there was a lift down to the street. So I ran and jumped into it, and John Oates was in it, too, Hall told The Independent. I said, oh, well, you didn't get to go on either. How you doing? You go to Temple University? I go to Temple University. See you later. Bye. That was it. That's how we met. The pair began to see each other around more often, thrown together via happenstance like that. You see someone on campus, you're going to start talking to them.
Sure.
And often as they socialized in similar circles. A shared interest in music, they were going on stage, so they must have been doing music, led them to firstly becoming roommates, and ultimately to 6 American #1 singles, and I would have sworn it was more.
Oh, that's it?
Maybe there were a handful of 2s and 3s, because I'm sorry,
Damn.
they had a lot of damn hits.
They're prolific.
Selling 13 million albums in the USA alone. And it's not likely, since they all had their musical ambitions before, or aspirations, that they would have bothered, except they got thrown together in an elevator. Nobody was running an ad. There they were. Oh, I might as well keep talking to this guy. Hey, we both missed the show. And came up with one hella good pop group. And hooray for Hall and Oates coming together like that. Yacht Rock. That's right. Yacht Rock for life.
I'll tell you right now, if you look at my Pandora list or my iHeartRadio, it certainly says Christina's listened to soft rock in the last, several months. Because I'm that girl. Sometimes I want some good soft rock. I don't want to be soft or adult rock or adult contemporary or any of that shit.
And I'm not one of those guilty pleasure people. I mean, I'm not ashamed of anything I listen to, but it's pretty fucked up that some of the services actually tell you what your friends are listening to.
Oh, yeah?
And it's like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've seen it's just like, so-and-so listen to this. It's like, it's none of my business, I mean, I'm not going to think it less of him or anything unless he's listening to, Post Malone or something. But, no... they
it's
actually
good to know that
there are
there's
services.
A threshold of
there's
judgment.
a threshold.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think. I think it's Spotify actually used to at least tell you what your friends were listening to, and it's like that's none of my damn business. Anyway,
that's interesting.
Yeah. So
I wonder what people would say about. They'd be like, so you listen to Tool and then you listen to 1986 music. Yes, I do. I'm all over the fucking.
That's right. That's right. Listen to the Partridge Family. And listen to Metallica. That's correct.
Right on.
Yeah, right on. Same thing to me.
Same thing. Yeah. Well,
is your siesta over?
Yes, I'm good. I had a sangria, of course, virgin, just so as a bunch of juice.
I can attest to.
And it was delicious. But now I must do my duty, which is to tell you what the new theme is. So obviously we have a theme, and this theme has been a little more broad, shall we say, lately, because we wanted to go ahead and allow you folks who have a specific genre to submit. So we're doing another Freebird. We're going to do a series of Freebirds. I don't know when it'll end. I don't know.
Nope.
For Freebird, this time we are doing progressive rock, also known as art rock, classical rock, or symphonic rock. Now, this is a genre close to my heart because I love prog rock, I love classic rock, and I love symphonic rock. So this is kind of in my wheelhouse, and we happen to play prog rock. As a sense. So very interesting. So let's define what the hell this means. So musicians that typically abandon pop traditions and create music for listening instead of dancing. Now, I like to dabble in both, but I will say, if I'm going to listen to music to dance to, I listen to dance music. But if I want to just get lost, I listen to music that I'm not necessarily going to dance around to. Hopefully, kind of finds you somewhere in the middle where you want to bang your head a little bit. Maybe you're not going to make up a dance to it, but you're kind of rocking out. That's our goal.
Rock music you can dance to, whereas nobody in this case is not what we're looking for, actually.
Right.
In this case, progressive rock is like, nobody shakes their booty to Shine On You Crazy Diamond.
I don't.
No, it's impossible.
So they typically also push rock's technical and compositional boundaries, which is certainly true, which is why I love them. They may use instrumentation that's usually typical of other genres like flute, sax, violin, keyboard, synthesizers, etc. Obviously there's a lot of weird things. Even theremin is one of the things that you'll hear people use, just some crazy stuff. And they also shirk traditional 4/4 time signatures that are typically found in pop. So, for example, we have songs in 13, we have songs in 7, we have songs in 5 as part of a set, and that's by design. It's what we like. It keeps it interesting for us, and hopefully the audience who doesn't often know they're listening to a different time signature because of how it's packaged. So it's fun, it's interesting, and some examples are Pink Floyd, King Crimson, Yes, Rush, Jethro Tull, Opeth, Porcupine Tree, The Pineapple Thief, A Perfect Circle, ELP, Steven Wilson, Genesis, 70s, and many, many more. So send in your progressive rock, also known as art rock, classic rock, or symphonic rock, to boafonair@gmail.com. We want to play your music. All right. Well, now that you know the new theme, oh, gosh, this is the part that is tough. It's tough for me. I don't want to lie to you. It's the part where I get sad because it's the end of the show. But I get happy because I get to assign your asses some work. And what I'm assigning you this time is Joni Mitchell. What do you think of Joni? What do you think of her jazz phase? What do you think of Joni in general? Are you in? Are you out? Are you a folk person? Are you not a folk person? Talk to us. Tell us what you think of Joni Mitchell. We'll put it out there, and we look forward to you telling us what you think, and then we will reveal what we think about Joni Mitchell.
And I expect this one to be... Now, I'm sure we've outed ourselves before, but we're not going to say anything now.
Don't say anything.
I am sure that this one is going to be polarizing and somewhat conditional. It's going to be
Agreed.
Like, okay, this, yeah. This is going to be Oxum Baby
yes.
all over again. You know, the U2 thing.
Right, where this U2 and versus this U2. Yeah,
so
I agree.
weigh in on Joni Mitchell.
Yes.
And, all right, let's wrap this puppy up on a neat little blanket. The next from What the Flock Radio's Birds of a Feather is a new episode of Winging It. And remember, your boys are coming at you every week. Subscribe to our feed at BOAF on Air, boafonair.podbean.com, and enable notifications so you never miss a show, or subscribe and listen on your favorite platform. It could be Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and more, much, much, much more. And, well, you know what to do. We know what to do. Actually, we don't have anything to do. The only thing
we've done
left,
what we need to do.
We have done what we need to do, and I guess that... Oh, wait, there is one thing.
Oh.
There's one thing.
I'm sorry.
Guess that only leaves for you to say...
Let's get the flock out of here.